Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is David Barton. I am by nature an activist and competent scientist. A few months ago, I was involved with a telephone campaign to call the White House. Thousands of us did it to encourage Congress and the President to put more funds into federal programs for underrepresented students. And in the midst of that, one of the people I was talking with online posted this program. This is the first program I've applied for. It was on Facebook, and that's how I found this program. All right, and that
Hey, Jeremy.
All right, my career background, mechanical engineering, computer system administration. That was my early career. It's in two parts. What happened, I went in the Navy. I became a mechanical engineer. I got out of nuclear power school. I went to college and I got out of the military. In political science, there's not much money, but I learned how to use a computer. I couldn't afford to get it repaired. I knew how to build one, rip one apart. So I ended up starting a computer company, building custom-built computers, and had a contract with MHMR, which is mental health, mental retardation, highly functional students. I would train them on how to use the computer. Computer system administration at a government subcontractor. I was a Unix systems administrator for planes. And I was also teaching science at a TRIO program, Upward Bound at UT Arlington. I was a mentor there. And what happened is suddenly I couldn't remember things anymore. Discovered I had fibromyalgia, I had Gulf syndrome, I had to back out of everything. I worked with my doctor. He worked with me, and without the use of pain medications, I began to rebuild. And I began to volunteer. What happened next, I joined the local Obama campaign. I became the events coordinator for Tarrant County. On that campaign, I went on to become an elections judge to ensure in my area things were done correctly, because that's just how I am. I did more college prep. I began volunteering at the TRIO programs on campus. I'm also a McNair Scholar, so we have all the programs except for veterans Upward Bound. So I'm very deeply entrenched in community activism. I've occupied. I'm also was selected by the City Council in my town as a commissioner on the Planning and Zoning Board. In the midst of all of this, I became very interested in what was happening to our environment, especially in urban areas. I began to get the feel with all the planning that I saw going on that certain areas kind of getting overlooked. So I wanted to go back to school. I needed credibility. I went back to school. Well, I have ancient, and that's what I say, it's two parts of my career, because I went to nuclear power school in the 80s, and then I got my undergrad degree in political science. My minor is philosophy and theology. And then I had the work history I described. After becoming a volunteer and becoming an activist, I needed some credibility, so I went back to school in the School of Urban and Public Affairs at UT Arlington. And I didn't feel like I could speak intelligently about the issues because I'm really interested in policy for, like I said, for urban areas. So I applied for the fast track program in Earth and Environmental Science with my core focus in environmental justice in urban areas, and I was accepted effective this semester. But the weird thing about it is I had so many credit hours, I only need one more semester to finish my coursework. So I'm finishing my coursework, but I haven't started my research. But I know what I want to do. I also have a Network Plus certification and land use and zoning training done by the state attorneys as a part of being a commissioner in the town. What I'm interested in is sustainability indicators and modeling. I believe in systems, I believe in modeling, I believe in organizational theory, and so I see all of these different approaches to sustainability, and people are not on the same page. So I became interested in it, and as I go along, I began to hone down exactly what I want to do deeper and deeper as I go. But as I said, I've written my proposal, but I haven't started my research. I've discovered that particulate matter below the 2.5 microliter scale seems to have some very adverse health effects. It is now thought that it is the cause of our asthma problems that we're having. So I'm very interested in analyzing air quality data and apply some modeling schemes from different disciplines, because technically we're in a multidisciplinary field, but we don't have any models that both policymakers and science can agree with. My goal is to contribute to the pool of knowledge to help to bridge the gap between science and policymakers. This is the push-me-pull-you situation that we're in. The three-ring circus between policymakers and public, science, and media. And this is how I think of it. Probably the one obstacle that has the most effect is just a highly politicized arena dealing with sustainability. I want to do it regionally because what I've done is, in my social policy class, I looked at some federal programs. I was able to apply the effectiveness by region. By these, then this is an old map done by Daniel Elizon on political culture, and the success and the failures of the Hope 6 program in social policy lined up perfectly when I overlaid it with this, and it's just a correlation. I feel that it's probably a good place to start to try to find a way to build a model in order to build a sustainability program that would work. And that's the end of my presentation.